How you doing, world? This is JJ, and I'm your host with African American News Channel. Now today, I got a very interesting videos for you guys, so pay attention and watch this. Now my video I have for you today is about an African man who says Africa should become one country and have one president, and people from the African diaspora should move to Africa so we can all be one. Not only will Africa be the strongest, but it will be the most powerful. You know why? Because we will have all our people back home. And not only that, Africa has all the natural resources. Watch this video.
Please do not buy into the anti-African agenda. Africans are hated everywhere. So Soweto cannot afford to hate Africans. Black people are hated everywhere. When you see a black person, see yourself. When you see a black person, say, my brother, my sister, let's work together to build the African continent so that it can compete with the United States of America, it can compete with Europe, it can compete with China. You hate Africans, but you don't hate the Chinese. You always say the Africans are taking your jobs. Stop being used on black violence. Stop being used on an anti-black agenda. Love yourself, and once you love yourself, you love another black person. Now an African who threatens me. African. Like it anale musadi waka, like bonale Nigeria, agenata balilona shem. Yala le na ukara le babona ma Nigeria le achuwe so. Don't be scared. We are one thing that was divided by colonialists because they were threatened by the unity of Africans. Can you imagine there is an African currency, Barunal currency of Africa. That currency is going to be more powerful than the dollar itself because that currency will be backed by the minerals of Africa. Today, the pound of Britain is one of the strongest currencies. Why? Backed by gold. But when you go to Britain, there is no gold mine. But they've got the biggest gold reserves all over the world. Because they come take it here, they came and stole it here, and they've stored it there. And that's what makes them unique. There is no France. There is no France without Africa. The day Africa liberates itself from France, France will collapse as a country because France, it is based on everything African. They don't have anything to offer to themselves. They keep on taking from Africa. So please, let's make sure that we plow the idea of African unity. We may not be there when Africa gets one president, but we'll be the ones who have planted that idea amongst our children, and our children will salute us.
How did you guys feel about that speech? Was he right or was he wrong? Comment below. Now my take on that video was this. I think he's absolutely right. I think if Africa come together and instead of having 54 countries, have one country with one president, it will be the strongest country ever. Nigeria alone has 204 million people in Nigeria. It's 204 million people in Nigeria alone. That's just one country in Africa out of 54 countries. The whole United States has about 311 million people in the whole United States. Nigeria alone almost have the population of the United States. All 54 countries in Africa together has over 1 billion people. So imagine making that one country with 1 billion people. It'd be like China, if not bigger than China. And if everybody from the African diaspora was to go home to Africa, we will be unstoppable, because Africa has all the resources. A lot of countries survive and live off Africa. They have all the diamonds. They have all the gold. They have all the gems. They have all the shea butter, coffee, cocoa butter, lemon, tea. Everything you could think of grows in Africa year round, 24/7. They have the most natural resources in Africa. Have you ever heard somebody who went to Africa say, before I went to Africa, I had back pain, I had hip pain, I had arthritis. But when I went to Africa and I started eating healthy, natural foods that don't got a lot of antibiotics like the US put in it, they felt much better. People were saying, I only been in Africa 6 months and I feel like I never had arthritis. I feel way better. And we all know Africa is the richest country. So I do think if they was to take every African country and make it one country under one president, it will be unstoppable. What's your take on today's video? Please comment below. My name is JJ. I'm your host of African American News Channel, and may you all have a blessed day.